Each year, tens of thousands of people die in the U.S. from gun-related suicides, homicides, and mass shootings. As debates persist around how to best solve the problem, the rates of gun deaths continue to climb. In this video, we take a closer look at a state-level gun policy known as permit to purchase or purchaser licensing, which has been shown to reduce firearms-related crime and violence. This policy requires prospective gun buyers to get a license from a law enforcement agency before purchasing a firearm. For more details on how the policy works, check out our other video about permit to purchase laws. Let's dive into what some of the best available research says. Permit to purchase laws are associated with lower rates of firearm homicide. They help better identify and screen out people who can't legally buy guns. After Connecticut implemented its permit to purchase law in 1995, the state experienced a 28% decline in firearm homicide through 2017. Conversely, when Missouri repealed its law in 2007, firearm homicide increased by 47%. And purchaser licensing laws that require an in-person application and fingerprinting are associated with a 56% reduction in the incidence of fatal mass shootings. These laws are associated with a reduction in gun diversions, where firearms are trafficked or purchased by someone on behalf of another person for the purpose of committing crimes. The number of crime guns recovered by law enforcement in Baltimore and were originally sold in Maryland, which were believed to have been diverted, dropped by 75% after Maryland implemented its permit to purchase law. Purchaser licensing requirements made it harder for people who can't legally buy a gun to get one, because fewer people were willing to purchase a firearm on their behalf, and buying guns became more expensive. Permit to purchase laws are associated with lower rates of firearm suicide. They put a barrier into place to reduce impulsive gun purchases by creating a delay in the purchasing process, especially for first-time gun buyers. Connecticut's law is associated with a 33% reduction in firearm suicide, and Missouri saw a 24% increase after the repeal. These laws are also associated with fewer law enforcement officers shot in the line of duty, and emerging research finds there are lower rates of shootings by police in states with permit to purchase laws. Numerous studies have looked at the effectiveness of permit to purchase laws at reducing gun crime and violence, but none have studied how these laws might impact arrests, incarceration, and other disparities in the criminal legal system. Gun violence, arrests for illegal possessions of firearms, and incarceration all disproportionately impact Black Americans. This contributes to racial inequities in life expectancy, health, safety, employment, financial stability, and overall quality of life. Research is needed to understand the role permit to purchase laws may have in disparities within the criminal legal system. We asked a nationally representative sample of U.S. adults, do you favor or oppose requiring a person to obtain a license from a local law enforcement agency before buying a gun to verify their identity and ensure they are not legally prohibited from having a gun? We found that more than 70% of U.S. adults support these laws, and they have wide public support across different demographics. We see differences in opinion when we break down the responses by gun ownership, political affiliation, and race. Even so, support is high and broad. 60% of gun owners and Republicans support permit to purchase laws, and 77% of gun owners living in states with these laws support them. Some opponents of permit to purchase claim it's a violation of the Second Amendment, but courts have repeatedly ruled that these laws are constitutional. In Heller v. District of Columbia, the Supreme Court recognized a Second Amendment right to own a firearm for self-defense within the home, but they also made it clear that the gun purchasing can and should be regulated in ways relevant to the government's interest. Permit to purchase laws protect public health and safety and are consistent with the Second Amendment. The bottom line is, permit to purchase laws are meant to increase safety and decrease crime by making it harder to purchase guns for people who shouldn't have them. The data shows that this gun policy is an effective solution to reduce many forms of gun violence.